Oh, that's only a 15-second intro, huh?
Yep.
How we
Yeah,
doing tonight,
yeah,
guys?
Doing pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm good.
Jay, you got your new headset in. I kind of like it. Kind of digging it.
Hey, slowly but surely, guys. Baby steps. I'm getting my studio put together pretty soon. My man cave will come to fruition, and then I can finally feel like a pro, just like the rest of you guys.
Boy, we got him fooled.
Yes, you do.
Well,
It's a pleasure to be back on with you guys tonight.
well, fans of the Diamond tonight. We got us four on the table. I just wanted to show you guys something. I got something new today.
I swear, if
What
it's
did I make?
another Brady jersey, I'm driving to Pittsburgh. I
Well,
promise you.
that'd be cool. That means I get to see you in live in person.
Hmm. As I beat you about the head and shoulders.
That's a Brew Crew.
A Euchre jersey.
Oh, you had to get the City Connect, dude. You had to get the City Connect. Robin Yelp,
All right.
no less. Okay.
That's quality.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's quality.
It
that's
didn't
exactly
fit
what
the-
I said when he told me about it. Tell him what you found me.
What's that?
Tell him what you found me.
Oh, I found so he was he brought all his jerseys in, and I was digging through, and I'm like, oh, I know someone that would like that one. So I text the guy below me right there right away, and it was a all silver Barry Sanders jersey.
The 90th anniversary of the NFL one.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
now the more about this jersey, I did get to meet Robin, so that makes his jersey a little more valuable, I guess, to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have a hanger yet. I do. It's on the floor, but yeah. So cool. We got some. Yeah.
I got to meet him when he was playing. I was probably like 11 or 12 at a Ranger game when they were taking batting practice. That was back at the time you could go down there, when they were actually doing batting practice and you could
Now they
hang out
do
and
it.
that kind of stuff
Now they do it before. Now they
before the
do it
gates open.
before. Yeah, before they even open the gates.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was cool because that was that time when you had Molitor and Yount and Gorman Thomas and Cecil
Raleigh
Cooper and all them guys. Yeah.
and
What's
Raleigh
up,
Fingers.
Billy?
Raleigh
That
Fingers.
Billy,
old,
Yeah.
You want
that
to come
old.
on and talk baseball with us? Let me know.
Yeah. Harvey's Wallbangers.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. That was it. Sal Bando.
Yep. My dad was
Jim.
my dad was boyhood friends with Raleigh Fingers, no lie.
So it looks like
Wow.
we may lose Tariq Skubal for the season.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was just ready to start with that question to you, Jeremy, as a manager. How would you react to this? How would you handle this? Thoughts?
Well, first off, let him get the surgery as soon as possible. That way, if it isn't a major problem, if it's just the removal of some like scar tissue or something like that, he could be back by the playoffs. Uh, if it's anything more than that, I doubt he gets 50 or 40 million a year next year in free agency, which puts the Tigers right there at 30, 35 to get him.
Well, that wasn't going to be my initial question, but we started with that question anyway. My initial question was, Jeremy, we'll stick with you. So your manager before the season starts, would have there been anything different that you would have done that Hinge wouldn't have done?
I probably would have got a better third baseman bat and somehow not accept Javi back because Javi is still the same liability at the plate. He has the plate discipline of Helen Keller. I don't know how else to say it than that. Javi Baez would not have been on this roster. Parker Meadows probably would have been sent down because of his offensive inconsistency to bring up the guy that's playing center field and hitting over 300 in AAA and Max Clark, who did just almost as well in the first part of the preseason, but fell apart a little later. But it is what it is. Let the kid get his reps. Bring him up.
Jason, same question. Would have you done anything different preseason to the starting lineup with what's up, Danny? How you doing? Billy, how you doing? Chicken nuggets.
Any guys?
Jay, would have you done anything different that Rodgers wouldn't have? Anyone you would have left off on the roster?
Well, you know what? I honestly, I would have started Roki Sasaki off in the minors for the regular season. The reason I say that is this. Mark Pryor, their pitching coach, said something really interesting last week when I was watching a game, and he said, we lost Roki for more than 2/3 of the season last year because of that injury, and during that time, he didn't have a chance to build up reps in between his injured list stints. He couldn't put any extra work in bullpen sessions. He didn't have a chance to acclimate himself to the culture, to the environment, to the Dodgers clubhouse. And, when we think about a player's success, guys, especially with pitchers, we never factor in the off the field stuff. But especially for a young kid like Roki, who is emotionally fragile like paper mache anyway, those things really are important. And I think Mark Pryor brought up a really good point. And because Roki didn't really have a chance to get fully acclimated, both on the field and off the field last season, that has in part stunted his development. And what really irritated me was when he shined for us in the World Series last year, and he was throwing 101-mile-an-hour darts coming out of the bullpen. Granted, we would not have won that series without him, but everyone automatically said, boom, that's it. He needs to be a reliever. Throw him in the bullpen. The bullpen will cure all woes. Well, no, it won't. If you put Roki in the bullpen, you only hold him back and the rest of the bullpen back a little bit more. I would have started him off at AAA to start the season, at least through the first month. Let him get more regular season reps, especially since the Dodgers are hell-bent on keeping this guy a starter anyway. So if you're going to invest, though, the full length of that minor league deal that they have him for, and you want to see him succeed as a starter, you should have let him build up more reps before throwing him out to the wolves. That's the only thing I really would have done different. Otherwise, everything else I agree with. Moving Teoscar to left, keeping Pages in center, having Tucker in right field. So far, defensively, that's worked out well for us. So, yeah, Roki is really the only big change I would have made.
Jay, you got a question in between all that, and I left it up there so you could get to it. I know you're telling us.
Yeah, so Danny's question is, it's a toss-up between Roki and Sheehan. It looks like Sheehan will be going down. Danny, I tend to agree with you. When Blake Snell is scheduled to come off the injured list, the two guys that are going to be the odd men out are Justin Robleski and Emmett Sheehan. And I swear to God, if Andrew Friedman even fucking thinks about optioning Justin Robleski down, I'm going to send a hotly worded email to him about why he should not send him down. Emmett Sheehan is the guy that should be sent down. His control has been over the entire state of California all season. And I don't care if he throws 98 or 99. His ERA is consistently in the 5, 6, and 7s because this guy throws 55 pitch first innings. And by the time he gets to 2 outs, he's already allowed 3 or 4 runs to cross the plate. It's very clear that Emmett still has not fully healed physically from Tommy John surgery. Send him down. The numbers warrant it. And you know something else that irritates me too, Danny? Everyone says, well, Justin Robleski only has 21 strikeouts on the season. I don't give a rat's ass. He's doing his job. He's inducing outs. And even when he gets runners on base, he leaves them stranded. I could care less about the strikeouts. Greg Maddux once said, you don't have to strike out 20 guys to be a dominant pitcher. You can strike out 2 guys and still hold them to 2 hits over 9 innings and be dominant. As long as Robleski is getting the outs and getting us deep into ball games, which is what he's doing, I am fine with that. I could care less about the strikeouts. Send Emmett down, bring Snell back in. That's my take, Danny. Thank you so much.
Well, Danny must agree with you. Obviously, one day he'll join. He's a your guy, right, Jerm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Danny's really good. He's a part of the Let's Talk Sports Network. Talks awesome. A lot on Keith Engel stuff, and he's joined my channel due to the suggestion of MDE and Boston Paul. So
nice, Rich. With the I don't care what team you want to take tonight, because you have both thoughts on both, and you have both up. You can take whatever one you want.
Well, I mean, the Ranger.
You want to be the fill-in manager for Don Kelly, or do you want to be your guy down there in Texas?
The crazy part is I've got answers for both.
I know, that's why I asked.
The Rangers, well, the Rangers, I definitely would not have had Kumar Rocker as my number 5. Jacob Latz would have been my number 5 starter. Kumar Rocker would have started the season as my closer. Because this team does not have a legit closer on it right now. And it's been, as Jared Sandler called it when you and I talked to him, closer by committee. And no one has taken the role and ran with it, whether it's been Robert Garcia, Jacob Eunice, any of these guys. Chris Martin is a complete waste of prime natural resources, which makes sense because he went to Martin High School. I can say that because I went to school in Arlington at Sam Houston, and we all think that Martin sucks. But anyway, it's one of those deals.
Tell us how you really feel.
Marcus, why aren't you on the show, buddy? Why are you in the comment section?
But no, Jacob Latz is definitely the guy that is going to be long-term, that 5th starter. Kumar Rocker cannot go more than 2 innings consistently. Once he goes one time through the order, he's cooked. If he goes that far, he would have been much better off starting the season in the bullpen as the closer. Let Jacob Latz start. That would have been my biggest change. The other thing that I probably would have done is left Josh Smith as the super utility guy and let Ezekiel Duran be my starting second baseman to start the year.
Okay. Obviously, Jeremy answered one of our questions with Scoob. So, Jason,
yeah,
on a 4-game losing streak, would you have kept the same lineup, or would have you mixed it up just to try and find some spark somewhere? Yeah. Go ahead. What you're the boss today. You're the boss of the Dodgers today.
I definitely would have mixed it up. And this is what irritates me the most about Dave Roberts, but also what I like about him the most too is his loyalty to his players, which to a fault can come back to haunt him. There were a couple of games where he had made up lineups where he had I think 3 or 4 consecutive left-handed hitters hitting behind each other. And Dave's rationale for that was, well, they're getting good swings. Okay, yeah, they're getting good swings, but they're still generating outs. Freddie Freeman has struggled mightily over the last 10 to 15 games, and that's an understatement. And I love Freddie, one of the greats. But when guys like Freddie are struggling, when guys like Shohei is slumping right now, obviously they're affected by not having Mookie in there. But I would have experimented a little bit as a manager. I would have tried moving Freddie down to the 6th hole, maybe the 7th hole. And I would have tried moving Max up to clean up, or having Muncy even bat 3rd or even 2nd behind Shohei. I would have even experimented moving Shohei down a little bit. Try having Ha-Seong Kim bat leadoff, because all he's doing is batting 441 over his last 8 or 9 games, and he's getting on base just about every single at bat. So why not try Ha-Seong Kim at leadoff? Have Shohei 2nd, Muncy 3rd. Mix it up. When your combinations aren't working, do what the managers did in the old days. Do what Tommy Lasorda used to do. Mix and match until you find something that works, because unfortunately the only way you can play yourself out of a slump is to continue to put guys out there. But when you put the same stale lineup out there day after day after day, and guys hitting behind other guys aren't helping them out, I'm sorry, that's just not good offensive baseball. Doc is good. He needs to be a little bit better, and he needs to quit listening to Rob Van Scoyoc. Tell Rob Van Scoyoc to shut the hell up. He knows nothing about hitting. Ditch the analytics. Listen to your gut. Do what you did last October, Doc. I know you can do it. That's just my take.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
I just wish Jason would quit holding back and tell us what he really thinks.
Well, look, I obviously, hey, I'm not a baseball manager. I'm not a coach. I've never worked in Major League Baseball. But what I see, guys, is the eye test. The litmus test for me is watching how guys are constantly struggling with their at-bats. And as much of it has to do with them not seeing the ball right now. They're just not locating the ball. But still, baseball is a game like any sport. Baseball is a game of adjustments. You're going to have your good streaks. You're going to have your bad streaks. But part of those streaks involve making adjustments. Thinking outside the box, maybe having a guy bat in a position he's never done before just to see how he does. And if it doesn't work for 2 or 3 games, hey, try it again and see what happens. Do with another lineup. You got to mix and match and make it interesting.
Yeah, you really have to do that. You have to have some variety in that lineup. Adam just sent me a message that all his power just went down again. So we'll continue through this thing. It's Big Rich, Jason, and Jeremy here. Well, I included you down there, Jeremy.
Yeah,
he's just hiding behind his logo. But Jeremy, you were talking about Javi Baez and the simple fact that he started showing some sparks of light last year, and they've kind of faded away. What is the next step with Javi Baez? I mean, can you DFA him?
Well, he can be gone after this year, but
or do you just outright release him?
I would just outright release him, or see if he's trade bait for one of the mid-level teams that might be looking for anybody with a defensive glove, because as a defensive glove, he's great. Offensively, oh my God, I would rather watch paint dry.
Yeah, well, I can certainly understand. I mean, and honestly, the Rangers would probably be one of those defensive teams because for whatever reason, this year their defense is horrible. The only shining lights they have on defense right now is the left side of the infield. Josh Young is a young Adrian Beltre, no questions asked defensively. Corey Seager is a very good defensive shortstop. But outside of that, it's been just bananas this year. Even Wyatt Langford struggled, and he doesn't usually struggle defensively in the outfield. Well, I lie. Catcher has been pretty okay between Danny Jansen and Kyle Higashioka. But as we see Adam popping back in through the beauty of phone-ism. What's up, dude?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Just sitting here and like all of a sudden everything just went down. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Next second I know, I was like, but I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, I picked a bad night not to write down all my questions. I was just reading because I was doing something different. So where were we, Rich? I'm sorry, I just butted in here, but I know it's my show. But
no, you're good, man. We were talking about, we had talked with Jeremy a little bit about the conceivability of releasing or trading Javi Baez, and then I was talking about the defensive woes of the Rangers right now. They only really have 3 solid positions of defense, and that's it right now. So it might be a case where as good as Javi Baez is defensively and as crappy as he is with the stick, the Rangers might be a stop for him if they could work a deal. I just don't know who the Rangers would cough up on that kind of a thing.
It would take a prospect and a small snack-sized can of Pringles.
Sour cream or original?
Sour cream and cheddar. Got to be sour cream and cheddar.
I'll have to get with
you cannot reach your hand all the way to the bottom. Remember, you will get stuck at the bottom of the can if you stick your hand all the way in there.
Amen.
Yes, fact.
I've seen it in
the full size. In the full size, yes. In the snack size, no, because your fingers are long enough to reach bottom.
So, but yeah, that's where we were whenever you pop back in, Adam.
Boy, I hope people just sit and tune in right there and hear those words and be like, what the hell is going on here?
And I also said that defensively, Javi Baez is a joy to watch. But offensively, I'd rather watch paint dry.
Rich, so obviously all my questions are on the phone. So how would you fix your chase at bats? Because that's what it seems like your team is doing at home lately.
How would I fix my what now?
Seems like your team's chasing a lot at bats. They're not scoring a lot of runs at home. It seems like they're chasing a lot of stuff at home.
Yeah. I think it's a lack of, I honestly think it's a lack of seeing pitches. Now, Corey Seager has always been a first pitch swing guy. but he's also won 2 World Series MVPs and has been a 7-time All-Star. I don't care if he swings at the first pitch every time if he's going to get that. But most of the other guys that aren't performing real well, they're not getting deep into counts. They're not seeing a lot of pitches. And hopefully that's something that our fourth outfielder is going to start teaching these guys a little bit more. And that would be Mr. McCutchen, because Andrew is really good at getting deep into counts on pitchers, seeing 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches in an at bat. Really, the only guy that's been doing that is Josh Young and Wyatt Langford. Outside of those two, they haven't really been doing that. The way Josh Young started out, I was really concerned. Came on, and then he becomes the AL Player of the Month. So that's what I would be telling these guys is get deeper into counts, make the guys make a mistake. Don't hit their pitch, hit your pitch. And go from there. That would be my biggest advice.
Smoking Dad's in the chat. Good to see you, Dad.
Jeremy, in case you missed it, all my power went down.
Yep. No, I was here. I was just listening.
I know you were eating. What were we drubbing on?
White chicken chili.
Ooh, never had that one. Anyone else?
It's just something different. You know what I mean? I like it.
So obviously, Jeremy, I'm going to let you ask your own question because I can't look at my questions right now because they're on my phone, and I'm on my phone. So what would you do to fix your lineup, adjust your lineup as manager?
Spencer Torkelson would not be my fifth hitter right now. He is struggling to make contact with the ball. His average is down. He's not uppercutting. He's hitting the ball hard. It's like he's swinging at pitches that he can't get his power into, if you know what I mean. It's the choice of the pitches he's swinging at. He's hitting it hard. He's getting line drives. He's getting singles and doubles. But when somebody's on base, he might as well be Javi Baez. He'll either walk or get out. And it's mostly because of atom balls. And you know what I'm talking about, where he hits it and it goes right to a player. There's no choice in it. It's a line drive straight to someone's glove where they don't even have to move. It's like, oh, here it is.
So they're just playing them right.
Yeah. So I would probably move him down to 7 or 8. I would have Javi Baez out of the lineup unless McGonigal has to have a rest day. I wouldn't even have him in the lineup. I would, since Parker Meadows is hurt, Wenzel Perez has been a defensive juggernaut for us out there in center field. But you have Max Clark at AAA, who plays the exact same position, who is still the starter for AAA and was the starter while Wenzel Perez was on the roster. Why bring up Wenzel Perez when you could have brought up a guy that could have boosted the lineup, who could have immediately fell into that 4th or 5th role with Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green to protect him on each side? That would have made more sense to me.
See, kid, and this is why, as a host, you're supposed to write down your questions for this reason only.
Mm-hmm.
Valuable lesson learned. But I didn't plan on my computer casting either.
So here's something you can do for the future. When you get into the chat, get into the computer and you're there and you're looking at your StreamYard screen and it says notes, you can actually email your notes to yourself and on your computer, copy and paste it right in there. And then you have all your questions.
Yeah, I probably could have. I didn't. I was just trying to be different on this show tonight, and I was just.
And I love it. I love what you're doing. The playing manager thing. This is like being the GM and doing a mock draft type thing. It has the same effect on the team, but it's letting people know that we actually pay attention to what's going on in our rosters.
Right. Jay, me and you talked earlier today. Do you want to talk about what we talked about and what you think things going on with your pitching staff?
Yeah. So the thing about the Dodgers pitching is, and it hasn't really been discussed a lot, but I've read a number of credible Dodger blogs over the last couple of years about how the Dodgers entered into a partnership with a company in Southern California called Driveline Academy. What they do is they specialize in looking at a pitcher's wind-up, delivery, and follow-through by measuring the analytics of his wind-up, delivery, and follow-through. So to kind of simplify that even more, what they do is they take pictures of a pitcher's start and they will make an enhanced 3D image on a digital computer screen. And they literally slow it down and they look at where his hips are, where his landing foot is, where his push-off foot is, where his arm, elbow, wrist, everything. They dissect everything with a fine-tooth comb. And the reason why they do this is because they believe that much like a hitter with analytics, and i.e., launch angle and exit velocity, if a pitcher throws a ball at a certain angle from a certain angle or from a certain distance, he's actually going to get better spin on a fastball than he is just by a standard normal windup and delivery. Well, unfortunately, I think I feel, this is just my opinion. Now, I realize I'm stating fallacy because I have no information to back this up whatsoever. But to me, it's no coincidence that the Dodgers have had more injuries to their pitching staff over the last 3 or 4 seasons than any team in Major League Baseball. And I also think one of the reasons why Tanner Scott struggled so much last season is because they went in and they completely messed up his windup and delivery because they tried to fit him within that drive line mold. The same thing with Roki Sasaki. I think they've done that to him as well. Now, again, I have nothing to back this up, but I don't believe in coincidences too much. And to me, it's just too much of a coincidence that every pitcher in the Dodgers rotation has either suffered serious injury or has had serious problems with their windup and delivery mechanics ever since Driveline entered into their partnership and allowed the Dodgers to basically be their pitching coaches. So, and I will find more evidence to back up this argument at a later time, but that's just my personal belief. Ultimately in the long run, they've won 2 World Series championships, so it's hard to debate that, and it's hard to argue the merits of why they do that. But it's not the first time that Driveline Academy has come up in Dodger blogs and discussions, so there has to be something to that.
Do any of you guys have your team doing this? Do you guys know, or is it
I don't
just
know
an
of it.
LA thing?
This is the first time I've heard of Driveline, but at the same time, it's analytics, and analytics is ruining the sport already.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to force somebody to do more rotation when they say that the rotational type of pitches are what causes Tommy John injury over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want your pitcher forcing more rotation?
Again, Jeremy, the Dodgers are one of the most over-reliant organizations on analytics in all of Major League Baseball. They truly believe that the numbers dictate the success. But more than that, they believe the numbers within the numbers drive that success. And so they are hell-bent and bound and determined to just live and die by that philosophy. It's apparent in their hitting philosophy. It's also apparent in their pitching philosophy. And, again, I need to have more factual evidence to back up what I'm saying because
Right.
I'm stating fallacy, which is any argument made without having substantial evidence to back it up. But still, when I've looked at, even though the Dodgers this season starting pitching wise are much better than what they were last year and 2024 or 2023, their starters only averaged 4 2/3 innings per 9 innings of work across the board. And that's because they threw a lot more pitches in the early frames of the game, and they had control issues. They had command issues. They were walking batters left and right. There's got to be something to this here with Driveline and the Dodgers. Yes,
Amen.
Go ahead.
Well, there are 5 teams in Major League Baseball that are using Driveline right now.
Who are they?
The Rangers, the Reds, the Mariners, the Dodgers, and the Red Sox.
Okay.
All of which are having issues with starters getting hurt.
Right, and Ranger Suarez might go on the DL too, or the IL we're calling it. I know he's day-to-day right now.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, Seattle's not really dealing with arm issues, and neither are the Rangers. They've just got pitchers that suck right now.
I believe, at least as it pertains to the Dodgers, guys, I think why this isn't a bigger story with the Dodgers is because they have such a large plethora of pitching that they can rely on. They have a lot of depth that they can channel from the minor leagues with, and they brought in a lot of guys to eventually form a six-man rotation. And when you have a bevy of arms and you have a lot of depth to rely on, obviously a story like this isn't going to make the headlines, and it's not going to be on the front page of the sports section. So that's one of the reasons why you don't hear more about this, at least as it pertains to the Dodgers. But, that again, that's just why I feel you can partially explain the struggles of Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell and Blake Trinan and Tanner Scott and Roki Sasaki and Shohei. I don't even think they're going to fuck with Shohei. I think Shohei is too much of a unicorn where they know better. They are keeping hands off that guy. And I certainly hope so.
All right, we're going to try this again. My computer just turned on.
Woohoo.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to have to get off the earpiece here in a minute.
Jeremy, I'm going to ask you this, since it sounds like Skubal is going to be out for the rest of the season, and I mentioned the Dodgers, since the Dodgers have a depth of pitching, and since the Dodgers and Tigers were trade partners in the rumor mill for Tarik Skubal, even with Skubal out for the year, and the Dodgers have all this depth of pitching, do you think there's a chance that maybe the Tigers still go to LA and say, hey, if you guys want to give up on Emmett Sheehan and give him to us, we'll take him for such and such a guy?
I think that if we are still contending and in that third, second, or first place position near the trade deadline, we are going to make a move for a pitcher, 100%. Especially if Skubal's done for the year.
Yeah.
It's the only thing. No. It's the only move that would make sense at this point, other than the one I said, because now you're not going to lose a year of control. You can go ahead and bring up Max Clark. Because as far as I'm concerned, Parker Meadows can stay in AAA because all he is good at is defense.
When we're looking, and I realize we're 3 months away from the trade deadline.
Yeah.
But when you look at your teams, and this is kind of I've made it crystal clear where mine is there, or where do you see your glaring weak spot on your teams? Jason, Jeremy, whichever one of you guys want to go first.
Well, right now we would have to say starting pitching and center field. That's where I'm at on it, because Cole Keith has been a godsend at DH, and he doesn't do bad at third base when he subs in for the guy that's been platooning it right now. But overall, even a third base power bat would be my secondary option. I bringing up Max Clark to center field is the one that makes the most sense to me, because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to trade. You don't have to sign anybody. It's just a call up. As far as a third base power bat, I wish we'd have tried harder for Bichette.
Okay. Jason, what do you see as your glaring hole?
You know what, Big Rich, I still think our glaring hole is actually on the bench. I think we need to add a little bit more versatility and depth on the bench. Now, the reason I say that is because even though Kike Hernandez is expected to begin a rehab start tomorrow for the Dodgers, Tommy Edman is still a ways away. And I am really confused and frustrated about Tommy, because he was supposed to be back starting full regiment in December. They pushed him back. He was supposed to be ready for spring training. They pushed him back. He was supposed to be ready for the start of the season. They pushed him back. And then I found out today on Dodgers Twitter that Dave Roberts said he is still, almost a year and a half later, guys, experiencing soreness with that damn ankle. And so they're going to ramp him down a little bit. I'd like to know what the hell he did to that ankle to where they're being so tight-lipped about this. So I think the Dodgers could really use a little bit more depth on the bench, especially since we don't know what kind of condition Kike is going to be in when he comes back, or how effective he'll be. We don't know when we're going to get Tommy Edman back. So I would like to see us add another utility player, another bench player. And I think we're going to need to add another bullpen arm, obviously, because Edwin Diaz, it sounds like he's probably not going to be back until late July, early August at best. And even when Diaz comes back, I mean, there's no telling what he is going to be like coming off the loose bodies which is the same procedure that Tarek Skubal is having. So we need another reliever. We need another bench player or two to add depth to the roster. And I still don't trust Tanner Scott in high leverage situations. So maybe add 2 relievers and then another bench player. So I don't know, but those are the 2 burgeoning areas that I think we need to address the most.
By the way, one of the things that you were talking about earlier may have started coming around tonight. Freddie Freeman had 2 knocks, drove in 4. So he had a bases clearing double and an RBI single. So,
and that's because I looked at the lineup and Dave changed the lineup. Oh my Lord, praise the Lord. It amazes me what happens when you mix and match the lineup, Dave. I need to be in that dugout with you, not Danny Lehman.
Is Danny Lehman your guys' version of our old Lloyd McClendon that was with Jim Leland that couldn't coach a batting roster?
He can steal bases, though.
Well, close to it, Jeremy. Dave's main right-hand man in the dugout is actually Bob Guerin, who used to be a catcher, was a manager for the A's. Danny Lehman would be next on the pecking order, but there were a couple games last season where Dave Roberts got ejected, and Danny Lehman actually took over as an interim manager for those 2 games. So it's Guerin obviously Doc number 1, but Guerin 2, and then Danny Lehman number 3 in terms of the pecking order there of the coaching staff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there is a little bit of difference there. I'm looking at the lineup right now.
Holy Lord. What did I just say 20 minutes ago? Change the lineup. Thank you.
Yeah. Ohtani, Freeman, Smith, Hernandez, Tucker, Muncy, Pajes, Kim, and Freeland. So
and
lefty,
Marcus,
lefty switch. Lefty, right. And then right, left. Right.
Marcus, I got to say, how do you feel about Kyle Tucker coming home and punking your boys with a home run, baby? I know you got to love that. I agree with Danny. His comment here in the comment box: improve velocity. Who gives a shit about velocity? It's ball movement and placement. Yeah, Danny, there's something to that.
It doesn't matter how hard you throw it. If you throw it straight, they'll time it.
Yeah.
These are big league hitters. They can time it.
All right, so Big Rich, I know that your Texas Rangers are kind of like a hodgepodge of this and that. So what do you think your boys down there in Arlington need to do to get better?
Well, our biggest glaring issue is the bullpen. No question.
Oh, wait, Chris Martin?
They have to get a closer. I mean, Garcia, Alexander, Martin, Jacob Muniz is okay, but he's not a closer. They don't have a consistent guy in the bunch. They don't have a closer in the bunch. They've got Jacob Latz in the bullpen when he should be starting as the 5th starter. And they've got Kumar Rocker out there who can't even get through the first round through the order before he's given up runs. I don't know how long this goofy Kumar Rocker experiment is supposed to go. It's been 3 years. Leiter has progressed. Rocker has not. So put him someplace else or send him back to Round Rock or whatever. And, and somebody teach Jake Burger to put the glove in the dirt, please. Or bring Justin Foscue up. I realize Burger's hitting the ball well this year. Justin Foscue's hitting the ball really well in AAA. He's hitting 313, I think it is. And plays a hell of a first base. So,
Jeremy, you're getting a lot in return for Vlad Guerrero here.
Yes, I did.
I saw that.
So, Adam, do you think the Buccos are going to be sellers or buyers at the deadline?
I want to say buyers, but we're in last place.
Yeah, but you guys have actually played well. You're not a tough out, man. That team has played tough.
If they keep doing this, we're gonna lose 5 of 6 and then win 6 or 5 of 6. It's gonna be like this all season, it appears.
I will admit that watching O'Neill Cruz in center field is like watching Siegfried and Roy in Las Vegas, but you got to do something about that.
Jeremy's gonna spit out his food on national TV. I love
I can assure you this, Jason. If
You
the
know.
Pirates are 3 games over 500 at the end of the season, they're going to
Yes.
make the playoffs or be damn close to it. And they're 3 games over right now.
All
If they
right.
play 500 ball the rest of the way, they'll either make it or they'll be damn close.
it. I know we're over 500, Rich. I'm well aware of that, but like,
I get it. We're a game and a half out of the wild card. We just happen to be in the best division in baseball right now. Record-wise.
yeah. After looking at Jeremy's predictions on Saturday, I think we had two of the 105 prediction win in the Central.
And neither one of those are going to happen. They're on pace for it. That's all it is. They're on pace. If they can keep this stuff up, they're on pace to win that many games. I don't think there's going to be more than 2 teams win 100 games this year.
No, it's going to come down. There's going to be like maybe 4 tops, but it's probably 2.
I mean, I think the Dodgers probably win 100. I think San Diego wins 100.
I don't think the Dodgers win 100 games. The reason I say that is because they're going to continue to have injury problems throughout the season. I don't know who it will happen to, but they will continue to have injury problems. They will continue to have consistency problems in the starting rotation. The bullpen will continue to be an issue for them unless they address it at the deadline. And even though they're playing their worst stretch of baseball at the best possible time in late April, early May, still the Dodgers are just, I mean, do they have the talent to win 100 games? Yes. But I just think this season, the way it looks right now, at least from this vantage point, they're probably good for maybe 95, 96 wins. That's just my take.
I still think it's going to be around 85 wins for the Tigers. They're on pace for 84. They had a loss today, 4-5. They were down 5-1 in the 7th when the rain delay happened. And to make it a 4-5 game is actually pretty good, but it's not enough.
Tell you what, if Munetaka Murakami continues to smack homers, I got the White Sox pegged for 90 wins, baby. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
That would be
what.
the most improved team across the whole damn league.
They're already the most improved team. Damn.
No, I mean if they get 90 wins, that would.
Oh, they won't. But I mean, yeah, they've been actually. I think the White Sox, the Pale Hills, have been an under the radar fun story so far this year.
Jeremy? What did your predictions have the White Sox at?
56 wins. The on pace. Matter of fact, let me bring it up for you. Let's look at that again.
Jeremy, if the White Sox win more than 56 games, you have to purchase a Javi Baez jersey.
Oh, I'll purchase a Javi Baez jersey when I die.
Jay, here's a look at those. Here's what we were talking about. Here's what we looked at Saturday.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, they got 68 wins for the White Sox. It was the Royals with 56. The Astros with 60. The Mets with 56 and the Phillies with 49. 56 for the Red Sox, and that looks 100% true. And 66 for the Rockies.
You're projecting 110 wins for the Padres, really?
This isn't me. This is their
on their pace.
According to FanDuel.
Oh, for FanDuel. Okay, got it. Okay.
This is according to what the record is right now. If you extrapolate it out over 162 games, this is where they're going to be. I bet you 90% of these are nowhere close.
Oh, I know.
90% of these are going to be nowhere close. You might have 1 or 2 that are right. You know,
I think the Yankees are a 90-win team. I think the Rays are probably an 85-win team, like a wild card team at this point. But we've seen the Rays, with their low salary, somehow outplay the entire AL East how many times over the past 10 years?
24 times.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're right. I did see something else though that we were talking about on Saturday that I wanted to pull up because I just saw this a minute ago.
The expansion team list or what?
No, and actually that's not it. Here we go. The potential realignment and how the divisions will be laid out. So you would have the Cubs, the Sox, the Cardinals, and the Reds in the NL Midwest, the Rockies, the Royals, the Rangers, and the Astros in the NL Central. The NL Southwest would be the Dodgers, the Padres, the Angels, and the Diamondbacks. The NL Northwest would be Seattle, the A's, the Giants, and then probably Portland, Salt Lake City, whatever. The American League Northeast would be Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, Phillies. The AL Mid-Atlantic would be the Orioles, Nationals, Pirates, Guardians. The Great Lakes in the American League would be Tigers, Twins, Brewers, and Blue Jays. And the AL Southeast would be Braves, Marlins, Rays, and then Nashville, Raleigh, whatever it would be. Thoughts?
I don't mind that realignment. I kind of like it. I like, because everybody's more centrally located to where they are. You got the only thing that you got Minnesota, Wisconsin, Detroit, then Canada, and that's actually perfect. It's a straight line across, really, if you look at it almost.
Right.
That actually
makes it easier for the Rangers. Makes it easier for the Rangers because all their divisional trips would be within reason instead of having to go to the West Coast every time they go on a divisional road trip.
Right.
What I like.
That would be good for Mark if that alignment does happen, because he's a Royals fan, and if Rockies and Kansas City are in the same division, he would be able to go to Denver and get some games in.
Well, what I like most about this proposed realignment is that you have even teams in every single realigned bracket. So you have four in each league in the Midwest, NL Central, NL Southwest, Northwest, so on and so forth. So it's not like, it's not like the way it used to be where like NL Central used to have 6 teams and then everyone else had 4. I like that you have an even balanced number of teams in every proposed realignment division there.
I love how there's that full rivalry across the top line with the Yankees, Red Sox, Yankees, New York, and then Philadelphia, which I guess I think that's a good lineup. I think that's a good alignment right there.
If you actually it's a lot of rivalries. Texas and Houston, Colorado and Kansas City. I mean, believe it or not, Kansas City, they do have good rivalries with the Rockies when they play. It's like a rivalry game, especially when they play in Kansas City. Not so much when they play at home, because let's face it, everybody hits Colorado Rocky pitchers in their house.
Right, and then you got Cubs Sox, Cubs Cards, Cubs Reds, that kind of thing. Here's my question for you, and Jason, we brought this up on Saturday. We're talking about adding 2 teams. The talent pool is so diluted as it is.
Yeah.
Isn't it just wouldn't it be better if we went backwards and got rid of a couple of teams instead of adding a couple of teams?
It would make more sense. And I know that contraction is a topic that came up with Major League Baseball a long time ago, shortly after the 94 players strike ended. Like in the early 2000s, there was a point where when the Montreal Expos, when it was official that the Expos were going to become the Nationals, there were talks that maybe they would contract the Twins and get rid of them as well. So you're right, Big Rich. That would make a little bit more sense, especially since expansion is on the horizon. We are going to be adding 2 new teams. I guess the $1 million question is, who should be contracted if that were to be the case? Which 2 teams deserve to be on the chopping blocks? That's the only...
Well, I'm saying don't expand and get rid of 2. Go back to 28 instead of having 32.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So, I can see that happening too. And if that's the case, then why even bother having the geographical divisions? Just have a National League and an American League, and then have them with, 15 or 16 teams in one league, 15 or 16 teams in the other league. Or if you're going to contract like you're talking about, drop them down by 2 and something and have, 14 in one league, 14 in the other. So, there are a number of different ways that you could do that, but I hear what you're saying now. So sorry.
So Jay, you're saying going back to the early 90s where there were just 2 divisions?
But
I mean, there was still
6 divisions in the
there
Yeah.
was still an East and West, and then there was East and West, obviously, because it was the Dodgers and the Braves usually in the early '90s. Those two
Right.
usually came out of it, and then
What I'm talking about, Adam, is getting rid of geographical divisions within both leagues altogether. So you have just a National League, you have just an American League, and then Dodgers, Giants, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Padres, Giants, so on and so forth in the National League. So basically, keep all the NL teams in the NL, all the AL teams in the AL, just don't have the geographical divisions. Now the historian in me doesn't like that because I love the history of the game and I love the historical relevance of having geographical divisions. But at the same time, hey, the game is evolving. And so, hey, it's just a thought,
I would be with you. I mean, if you were going to do that, you have 14 teams on each side, 7 each make the playoffs.
There you
And
go.
there you go.
And then, and then you can see
and
1 through
honestly,
7. Yeah.
If you're contracting 2 teams, anybody got any arguments about Washington and Miami?
I have an
Or the
argument about.
I would say the A's, but
I have an argument about Washington, and here's the reason why. Because they are the former Expos. And even though the Expos don't exist anymore, they still have part of that history of the Expos with their franchises records, with their numbers, and everything else like that. Now, I know that if the city of Montreal gets an expansion team, they'll be allowed to have the Expos properties, which is great. I love that. But I'd be more in favor of getting rid of the Marlins over the Nationals because at least the Nationals have had spurts of success. They won the World Series in 2019. So it's not like they've been perennially bad every single season.
The Marlins won it in '97.
And they won it in 2003 as well. I get that. But the Marlins to me have been a more perennially worse team than what the Nationals have been, although that argument is clearly up for debate. So, you could also make an easy argument.
You got to look at home attendance too. I mean, the Marlins play in front of a crowd of several.
If it wasn't for 2005, you could get rid of the White Sox.
True. Yeah.
We just said they were on pace to get 90 wins.
No, Jason predicted that. They're on pace for 68.
I mean,
Michael,
to me,
Michael, I got a new jersey today, buddy.
Like I say, to me, it would either be Washington, Miami, or the A's. And it's mainly to me just because of fan reaction. Those seem to be the 3 teams that the fans just completely crap on the most, with Tampa Bay right behind it.
But you really can't crap on Tampa Bay too much because they make the playoffs more often than not.
I understand. Though that's the thing. They make the playoff, they play successfully, but they don't draw flies.
That's because they put it in the worst city. They put it in the worst city in Florida they could have. Tampa Bay is not a baseball town. They should have put it. They should have put it in Orlando. I'm sorry, Orlando should have been the city because that's a baseball town. They already have a AA and a single A ball club there. They would have loved an MLB team in Orlando.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, Rich, just one question for you regarding this potential realignment. Is this something that is going to be brought to the table when the current CBA is set to expire?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is they were taking into consideration when I looked at this. They were taking into consideration that the Western team that would be added would be either Salt Lake City, Portland, or Vancouver. And they were taking the Eastern team to be either Raleigh, Nashville, or Charlotte.
Okay.
I did get 2 more jerseys today, too. Should I bring them out?
Sure.
Dude,
They're not
bring
mine.
them on.
They're not mine.
One's mine, right?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have to go get yours. If I would have texted you 20 minutes earlier, I probably would have had it at my house. Yes. I was already leaving there. You want me to go grab the other ones I got today, guys?
Sure, why not?
Real quick.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Shit, why not?
Looking at this realignment, though, Rich, I can tell you that since the A's are expected to play in Las Vegas, I mean, Vegas is more southwest than northwest. Why not take the Dodgers out of the NL Southwest, put them in the NL Northwest, and then put the A's in the NL Southwest?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it like even East West, LA and Vegas, or isn't Vegas north of LA?
No, Vegas is southeast of Los Angeles. It's about a six.
Oh,
It's
it
about a
is?
six and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. Vegas is about a 6.5 hour drive southeast
Great
of Los
drive.
Angeles.
MDE said Jersey Palooza. Let's go.
No, geez. All right. Well, we'll start off with the guy up top. This one's his.
Oh, for Big Rich. Okay.
It's a Jack Sawinski jersey.
It is a Jack Sawinski jersey. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, there you go.
Not Connor
Connor
Griffin, baby.
Griffin.
Nice.
I thought it was that guy you were complaining about that couldn't do defense.
Oh, Rich, and it has the sheets on the sleeve.
Nice. Very nice. Hey, by the way, I put on my Facebook page, I meant to tag you guys in it. I told Adam about this. There's a very cool video of Connor Griffin before a game. And he's hanging out. He's doing a thing with the kids. And he's just, he's at the game. He's in, before the game, playing around with kids and all that. And he comes across this lady, and her two sons are wearing Connor Griffin jerseys. The one's kid name is Connor. The other kid's name is Griffin.
Nice.
So he went and he signed balls and they're like 4 or 5 years old. He signed balls for them and took pictures with them and all that. I thought that was super cool of him to do that. He from what I gather, he does great with the kids and all that kind of stuff, which is to me the big deal. If these guys aren't good to the kids, the hell with them.
Amen.
All right, and this one is up for debate. I don't know if I want to give it the jam or not. My son.
I do like that Griffin jersey though.
This one also has the sheets. This one also has the sheets on the side logo.
That's another Connor Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of got on the Connor Griffin bandwagon.
I like the white jerseys, but man, those black jerseys look so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Josh is like, if Rich is getting the black one, I might as well get the white one. So.
And see, the one that I really love better than all of them is the gold one from the '79 team. The gold jersey with the black lettering. Those were so cool. I love those jerseys.
Now this one's Josh's, and I don't know. It might become Adam's.
It should.
We'll see. His birthday's coming up, so.
Buy another one.
If he's watching, he definitely just saw it gift. No, I'm kidding. He knows he's getting it. All right, and that's my Jersey Palooza for right now.
No, if it was mailed, you wouldn't be able to show one that you got for somebody else on the show.
Well, I should have texted you 20 minutes before I left this house. So absolutely correct.
No, I'm talking about the other one that you still have that you haven't mailed yet.
It's right here.
Yeah, Scooble, USA.
I think this is the Scooble. I think this is yours. Might be Rich's. Nope. Mr. Scooble.
Love it.
Very nice.
I do like this one too.
I think it looks sharp in the blue.
Now Boston Scally has a Kevin Youkilis hat right now, and it matches this jersey to a T.
Oh wow.
Of course, maybe I might be in full gear for that tomorrow night on the show, just to let you know. I did
Cool.
kind of order it just because of the Schemes jersey. I'm not a big matcher, but when I seen that those two just matched up like right on point. Okay. Now,
There you go. See, Jason, you need to get Adam to find you like a Rick Monday jersey or a Manny Moda or something like that.
Actually, you know what?
Didn't we talk about Mendez last year, Jay?
No, we didn't. But
thought we did.
I've always wanted to get of any Dodgers jersey is actually two guys, an Eric Karros jersey, because Karros was one of my favorite Dodgers, and Ron Cey, the Penguin. And
That's right. We talked about Eric Karros.
Yeah. So EK and Ron Cey, everyone says, no, man, go for a Steve Garvey, Jason. Go for Steve Garvey. I'm like, no, you can already get a Steve Garvey jersey. I want to find the ones that are hard to get. And Eric Karros and Ron Cey are the two hardest ones to find because they aren't made. So those are my two Dodgers.
I can get them. I told you this.
Yes, you can. Then I will definitely hit you up, man. I will hit you up. I just have to decide which one now. Or actually, maybe I can get both.
That's that. Why not?
I think we need. I think we need a Jason Smithberg Dodger jersey.
Only if you see me at Dodgers fantasy camp, which costs about $3,000, so that's never going to happen.
If I could reach it, I would show you guys that I have a bobblehead in Pirates.
Nice.
A Rich Richardson bobblehead that my wife got me a few years ago. No kidding. I'll make sure I have it for tomorrow night to put in front of the camera. I'm in full Pirate gear, wearing 23. I got my the regular batting stance, which will look very familiar to anyone that remembers 79. The whole works, man.
Nice.
Yeah, they got.
I almost had my own Funko Pop made.
Nice.
Well, that'd have been sweet. Jay, I meant to ask you, how did the prospect interview go today?
It went really well. There's a kid out at Raleigh High School here in the Central Valley of California who had a couple of major league scouts come out and take a look at one of his games. And since high school baseball here in California ends its regular season this week in the middle of next week, and Central California Central Section playoffs begin at the end of next week, he's going to probably have a few more major league scouts buzzing around him. So he's a good kid, and he seems like he has a good head on his shoulders, but he's trying to stay grounded at the same time. So he's only a junior, so he still has another year left of high school to go. His name is Rocky Garcia. So hopefully big things will happen to him next season when he becomes a senior.
No, he isn't even a senior yet.
Nope. Yeah, no, he plays travel ball. And so whether you're a freshman or sophomore or junior or whatever in travel ball, especially in baseball, the scouts are going to be after you from beginning at age 12 and 13 all the way on up till a senior in high school. So at least that's how they do it out here in California, guys. I don't know how it's handled in your neck of the woods, but that's how it's handled out here.
Well, the season definitely goes longer out your way because we're already almost done with the season. The playoffs are almost over here.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Yeah, spring baseball in California starts the third week in January, and then it ends like the second full week of May. I'm sorry. So yeah, we start a lot later than what you guys do.
Yeah, high school baseball here usually starts. Yeah, mid-January.
Okay. So are we all done or what, guys?
I was going to say the thing is our director of this thing has kind of vanished for a second.
I was looking up high school baseball because I swear it just started like last month, and you guys are telling me it's almost done.
Well, hey,
but
sorry.
I mean, I do kind of need to go too. So,
Same here.
We want to
Yeah.
call it quits and jump back through tomorrow.
I think we should call it quits, and I'll go ahead and be the first one to do that. So if you guys want to, for those of you who don't follow me yet, you can find me on Twitter/X at Dodger Jason. Feel free to follow. And as always, guys, it's a pleasure to be on here talking any type of sports with you. Thanks so much. And you guys know I like to give a parting shot before I leave. So my parting shot is going to be this. I found out on Friday that I've been laid off from my job as a high school sports reporter at the Mid-Valley Times newspaper here in Reedley. Now, I'm not going to go on a scorched earth diatribe. All I'm simply going to say is to the editors and to the publisher of the Mid-Valley Times newspaper, I want to thank you guys so much for almost nearly 2 years of allowing me to fulfill a dream that I've had for a very long time. And it's been an honor working with all of you. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. I've enjoyed roaming the sidelines, roaming the court sides, telling the stories of these student athletes who put in so much work and so much effort to play the sports that they love. And then also getting a chance to know the coaches who pour so much of their heart and soul into teaching these kids the fundamentals of the sports, teaching them about sports, good sportsmanship, hard work, values, and what it takes to be a professional. I'm going to miss my job immensely. I know I will land on my feet elsewhere, but until then, I want to say thank you to everyone. And with that being said, God bless to everyone out there. Peace out, and I'll see you guys on the flip
I was going
side.
to say, Jay, where's the next adventure go?
The next adventure, I actually have a heads up already on another job. It's here locally still, so I would potentially stay in California and in the Fresno area. I'll see how it goes, and obviously I'll keep you guys abreast of what happens. But as disappointed as I am, at least I was laid off, and I was given a lot of props for the work I did. I even got a very, very wonderful letter of recommendation from my publisher for my next job. So at least I know that my efforts were appreciated and that my talents were appreciated. So again, never take any day of your life for granted, guys. God bless. Love you guys, and we'll see
Are
you
you
again.
staying with sports, Jay?
Actually, in a way, I would. This one job I'm looking at, I can't tell you what it is for right now, but all I can say is that it would be a sports media position with a junior college here in the central San Joaquin Valley. So I'm trying to stay within that realm, but it's more along the public relations side than it is sports reporting. So, and I have experience working at the collegiate level before, so I'm hoping a lot of my background and experience there will roll over into this. So I'll let you guys know how I do. My last day with Mid-Valley Times will be on May 29th. So I am going to fulfill until the end of the month. So I'm glad they didn't cut bait with me at the last minute there. So I thank them for that.
Amen.
Sweet.
Oh, cool, man.
Sweet. So what you're
Okay,
saying is we might get a white and blue jersey or white and blue show coming out because you'll be bored.
I will be bored and I will have a lot of extra free time on my hands.
So, Danny,
yes.
if you're still listening, he's looking for a co-host.
Hey, follow me on Twitter, Danny, at Dodger Jason. I think you and I have a lot to talk about.
If you're on
Okay,
Facebook,
guys.
if you're on Facebook, he's on my Facebook as a friend.
Awesome. Cool deal. All right, guys. I got a jet. I'll see you later.
All right, Jay.
See you, Jess.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And as always, you can find me right here at the KCB Sports Network every Monday. Well, not every Monday, but most Mondays I will be here with Bands of the Diamond because I sometimes hit burnout.
We
And
talked
then-
about this earlier.
Yep. Tuesday nights, I try to make it to open sports mic because you never know what's going to happen or what the Schmitz will throw in there as an extra. But
Hey, sometimes when you can be over on the other guy's channel with the Fired Up crew and get to talk to some legends over there,
yeah, isn't that a blast?
I can't stop you. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
I'm all about growth. So
I think
but
I've got
you're
one more
welcome
week.
to come over afterwards and BS with us for a minute. Just to let you know, tomorrow night, Jeremy, you'd probably be into the later session. We are going to go over our top 5 CDs or musicians per CD that you can listen to front to back without turning off.
Oh God, yeah, I got about
So-
I got about 20 bands. You want me to put it down to?
So if you want,
5?
to, let me know tomorrow if you want to pop over. And
I'll be
we'll
there.
wait for you.
There's no inside the pigskin tomorrow.
Oh, they're still in Portugal.
Yeah, they're on a 2-week cruise.
Oh, shit.
Yes,
that might turn into a
Motown
whole
Mitch. The only thing I got to say outside of baseball is congratulations, Detroit Pistons, on repeating exactly what you did in 2003 when you were down 3-1 to the Orlando Magic and won 3 straight to take them out.
Congratulations. All right. So, Jeremy, I gave you your homework for tomorrow night.
Yep. So, and I will close out my part by saying what I always end with. My parting shot is try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way we're going to make the world a better place. It starts right here.
What's up, Motown? Absolutely, Jeremy. Great. I love how you end that. That's just awesome. Like I said, tonight I just let you guys be manager of your teams, nothing in depth because we're all getting a little burned out. I just went with relaxing until my power went down. Then I felt like I lost complete control.
Hey, we carried the ball, and
Like
I do have that graphic of the 10 teams they want to expand to there for you.
Is that right there?
Yep. Charlotte, Montreal, Oakland, Nashville, Orlando, Portland, Raleigh, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, and Vancouver are the ones that could get the 2 teams for expansion. But as we mentioned, you're talking about 25-man rosters. You got a AAA club, you got a AA club, you got a single A club, high and low. Then you got, don't forget, there's Mexican ball and winter ball and all of that. Those are all rosters to be added to for your farm systems.
Yep.
Yes, you're right.
So,
this black jersey is pretty awesome.
25 times 6 is an additional 150. With 2 teams, that's another 300 players that are watering down the talent pool. Am I wrong
Yes,
in how I
sir.
worded that?
Yeah.
No, I think you're 100% right. You've got guys that have no business being in the majors right now that should be in AAA or AA. And then you're going to add another 50 major leaguers to guys that shouldn't be there in the first place. I mean, no, we need to pull back a little bit instead of growing. That's why I say some of these teams that don't draw flies, or some of these teams that, they have zero fan support. Okay. Let's turn those teams into, do what you did with Montreal.
You turn it into the old way of the expansion draft they did with the 2 teams they got rid of. They go into the draft pool, and the teams that got to pick first, or the expansion teams got to pick out of those players first when they created their teams. And I think that would be the way to go. They could get 12 players. Each team get 12 players out of the 2 teams they get rid of, and the rest of them go into the free agent pool.
But see, I wouldn't even expand.
No, I'm saying if you eliminate the 2 teams and you decide to replace them with the expansion teams, you could do it the same way they did with Washington back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, the bad part with doing that, though, is you still got the watered down. I'm trying to increase the talent pool.
I still think it's more of the analytics ruining the sport than it is the fact that the talent isn't there. Because when those guys just play ball and you see them play small ball, every team looks great. It's because they're swinging for the fence, for the long ball, to make the girls get their panties in a bunch. That's what's going on. Everybody's trying to increase their bat speed, increase their launch angle, and you see a lot more of these uppercut swings that are not conducive to good baseball.
Hey, Tom, have you seen Mark?
You're 100% right.
Jeremy knew that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
All right. You can get me at Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Hit that like, subscribe button. Hit it also on Jeremy's channel as well, guys. I'm not sure who the informant is, Michael. I don't know which one of us is supposed to be the informant to let Michael know.
Me. It's my fault.
Anyway, you can get me at Sports Talking It on Twitter. We'll be here back tomorrow night, guys, talking some football, baseball, basketball, maybe cricket, who knows. And Wednesday, me and Rich, we got our show coming up. And yeah, so go ahead, Rich, finish it out, brother.
Yeah, man, you can get me on Twitter, Big Rich 8371 on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week, Facebook. Just my name, Rich Richardson. Appreciate everybody that's a part of this thing, from all the on-air folks to everybody that's listening and watching. We appreciate all of y'all, and yeah, man, the schedule is pretty much what Adam was saying for the next few days. I'm going to be hopping on with Haas. We just got to figure out the schedule to talk
What
about
you got going on?
Backlash, and we got Backlash predictions, and we've also got our thoughts on the Von Erich 2-part documentary that was put out by WWE on A&E Network. So we're gonna hit both of those.
Is
We just
Jacob
gotta
gonna
figure out
win the
exactly
belt?
when.
Next Tuesday, you know what we get to talk about, don't you? The schedule release.
I was
It's
going
the
to say the
11th.
schedule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some actual real NFL news other than the draft.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Adam and I were talking about it last week on our show about who we thought the Steelers were going to play when they went to Europe this year. So
They're going to relegate him and let him play AC Milan.
Are we just gonna do an NFL release on Tuesday night instead of open mic, or are we just gonna leave it open mic with the schedule release?
I think that's the way we should do it, because that way all of us can discuss our schedules individually.
Okay. I know I saw Dylan popped on for a minute. I don't know why he logged out though.
yeah, I thought I saw him too. By the time I glanced down and glanced back, it was gone. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
He probably
But
heard
anyway,
me call him the Schmitz.
What's that?
He probably heard me call him the Schmitz.
Anyway, guys, everybody, thanks for tuning in. So we'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, what's this? It's kind of like what the USFL did whenever they they made teams play for that first draft pick. You remember what they did that, Jeremy, in the USFL? Instead of just letting the worst team do it,
then they let the two first teams play against each other, and whoever won got it.
Yeah.
The only drawback to doing that, though, Mike,
I got the perfect name for that game in the NFL. We could call it the Toilet Bowl. The two crappiest teams in the league.
But the only drawback is, from what Michael's saying, is okay. What do you do? Send them down to AAA and bring AAA teams up to Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
Or send NFL teams to college and bring college teams up?
No. You regulate them to the UFL or the CFL. At least then you're getting professionals.
You're getting professionals if you send them to college.
Technically.
I understand that's what happens in Europe, but those leagues are a little more competitive with each other than what.
Are we talking about cricket there, Michael?
If Oklahoma City had to play the Tigers, they get stroked. But anyways, we were signing off, right?
Yeah.
Get us out of here, Adam.
All right, guys. Well, everyone, like I said, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow night.